Hey, it's September 2nd. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on ClavesOnline.com, presented by Mungenast, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. As Rammer, we are the official show of the Gardner for Senate campaign. But more importantly, we are here to talk about a Cardinals. You know what? They won the series against the Reds. I know we did a show yesterday. We tried to be happy. We tried to be upbeat. And then they went out there and it was the Nick Castellanos show for the first 2 innings. And it just, you know what?
Wasn't that bizarre? You know, it was really bizarre on a couple of levels. One, Hap just didn't have it. They were ambushing him from the get-go. And then the whole thing, you know, our pal Dan McLaughlin on the Cardinals TV side, and I guess I'd confuse it being around a metal bats for all these years, and on the Little League side where you cannot use a damaged bat when you're using a metal bat. But he pointed out the rule that you can use a damaged bat, a wooden bat, in the big leagues if the umpire deems if it's not unsafe. And because when I saw that big chunk out of the end of the bat, I thought for sure that they'd reverse it, but instead they just threw it out of the game, and I suppose that was the right thing to do.
Mike Schilt kind of went they talked about the way Mike Schilt went about it, and you know, Phil Cuzzy, the crew chief yesterday, I thought did a good making it was Rammer, I think we lost connection, but I think we're still live. So I don't know what exactly happened there, where we left off with that.
We lost you for a moment. You were talking about Mike Schilt and Phil Cuzzy in the bat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that the way that he handled that was done very well because Mike Schilt didn't blow up and get too animated with it. Nick Castellanos wasn't upset that they were checking his bat. I thought Phil Cuzzy did a good job of managing the situation and kind of explaining to all parties what was happening and what the end result was. And I think today, a lot of times you don't really see a case where umpire and both sides, both teams end up at the end going, okay, that's a good explanation.
Yep. I agree. And so while it's hard to watch, and quite frankly, most of us didn't watch that game all the way through, the salient point is the one you made at the top. And that is you take 2 out of 3 from the Reds.
Yeah, so you move on now, off day today, kind of reset, and you go up against the Brewers this weekend. I know we'll talk a lot about a series preview of that tomorrow, but yeah.
So there is something today, though, that affects the Cardinals, and that is the Phillies already won their game today. The Phillies won, and I've been telling everybody for a while, and while they're hot, I'll make it sound like I know something instead of just getting lucky. But the Phillies win again today. I think it was 8-7. Here's going to be what's critical for them. Their schedule is so-called softer than any of the other 4 contenders. But they lost their cleanup hitter. He's done for the year, Rhys Hoskins. He's done. And that is not something to sneeze at. Now, they've been real hot offensively since he's been out. They're mixing and matching with the St. Louis kid Veerling, with former Cardinal Brad Miller. And like today, they moved Real Muto to first base and had Marchand catch. So they're trying to do it by committee. It's not unusual, and it can be successful, but there is a term limit on when, whether it's ancient history, the Cardinals go out and get Cesar Cedeno when Jack Clark goes down in 1985, and he has like an 1100 OPS for the rest of the month until Clark comes back. And you can do it by committee, but I don't care what the sport is. For instance, on this show, if Joe Roderick goes down, somebody could fill in for Joe for a show, 2 shows a week, maybe even 2 weeks, and be really, really good. But eventually the reasons that Joe Roderick is the starter will eventually come to fore, and you'll start to feel you'll start to see the difference in the backup versus the starter. Very rarely is there a Wally Pipp, Lou Gehrig situation.
Here are the opponents the Phillies have the rest of the year: the Marlins, the Brewers, the Rockies, the Cubs, the Mets, the Orioles, the Pirates, the Braves, and then the Marlins again. So they've got a series. They have a series with the Braves and a series with the Brewers. The rest of it is all eminently beatable teams. And so if they don't succumb to having Hoskins out of the lineup, and by the way, Andrew McCutchen has started to get hot again to help fill that in. But that's the key to watch for them. By the way, Nola was not good today, yet the bullpen was, and they overcame it. So it's not like the Phillies are a lock, but they're the team to keep an eye on, and they gained a half a game on the Cardinals today. And also, too, if you are looking around what else is happening in the National League as far as the playoff race goes, you saw the Dodgers take over the Giants for first place yesterday, too. So they have moved out of that wild card spot. They are now a half game ahead in the NL West, which I think we all assumed was going to happen at some point this year. We all figured that at some point the Dodgers were going to end up in first place, and the Giants, even though the Giants are still playing good baseball, they're 84-49 on the season.
Yeah.
The Dodgers still have a better team.
Yeah, I think they do. And I think Scherzer closed the gap on anything that somebody would say, well, they're not going to be able to overcome this. So by getting Scherzer and assuming they get Kershaw back, I think they're the favorite to win the World Series. Obviously, we're 2 months away from that. But that's the kind of roster they have, though. That's the kind of glaring heap of talent they have on that roster.
I am looking forward to previewing the Brewers and Cardinals tomorrow on the show. This coming a few days after Colton Wong made some comments about the hitting approach for the Cardinals, and now he will be back in St. Louis after making those comments. Huge series, not so much for the Cardinals chasing the Brewers, but the Cardinals playing very good competition and having to win ball games to stay in the mix for that second wild card spot. So we'll have that for you tomorrow afternoon, a preview of the Brewers and the Cardinals, the 3-game series taking place this weekend. Ramber, before we get out of here, a quick word from Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, the Cardinals are they're grinding to get to the end. They have goals, and Royal Banks wants to help you achieve your financial goals as well. Everything from a new checking account to a mortgage, and don't forget about their opportunities in the home equity credit line. There's a really, really good opportunity for new customers to come into the Royal Banks family. You will love it when you check it out. 314-212-1500. Go online to royalbanksofmo.com and you'll see what I'm talking about. Royal Banks of Missouri, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Ramber, what hat you got today?
This is one of my favorites. I am not a trucker hat fan, but this is where we go on vacation every year to Glacier Lodge in Estes Park, Colorado. This is the Glacier Lodge hat. with the little Colorado flag there. It fits great. It looks great. And it's up. I'm telling you, Glacier Lodge is that is my place of serenity. That is the place I go to be comfortable, to be at ease, to be calm. And so that's the lid today, Glacier Lodge, Colorado.
Rammer, I went with this. It is one of my sponsors over at Weekend Joe. It is Trican Incorporated. They are a background investigation company for, whether it's public, private, government sectors. But they are one of the sponsors of our NFL, our football pick segment that we're doing on Claibs Online. Me, Claibs, Frank, Howard Richards, all involved in this. I did not ask you to be involved in this because I know you don't do NFL picks, so therefore I didn't even offer you give you the invitation because I knew that you would say no.
Well, yes, I respect that you respected my position of being anti-NFL, but you know what I will do? I of course will go to Claibs Online and check in that show because you got some great people.
We have a fantasy football, Brad Evans, fantasy football guest on this week for anybody who's doing fantasy football and has their draft coming up, whether it be this weekend or early next week. So all kinds of content there, along with brand new shows. The Huddle Up with Howard Richards on each and every week. And great. The Earl Time podcast is now on Claibs Online. Rammer, you might know the guy, Earl Austin Jr. and Mike Claiborne are doing a weekly show together now on the website as well.
That is a show loaded with knowledge. You with Claibs and Earl together, you won't find a show, and I'm being serious now. You won't find a show anywhere in America, whether you're talking about ESPN, I don't care who you're talking about. You won't find a show with more knowledge than those two guys. Period. End of discussion.
That'll be up on wherever you find podcasts or videos for ClaibsOnline.com. Earl and Claibs, awesome. Howard and Claibs. So much stuff going on. And also right now, too, up there is Jay Randolph Jr. and Claibs telling stories of radio stories of from years past. Yikes. So I don't know if certain people want to tune into that one to hear some of the stories.
Do me a favor, see if you can keep my name out of it.
I need to get my name kept out of some of these too. What are you talking about?
And don't forget Keith Costa's podcast tomorrow.
That's right. So much stuff here on ClaibsOnline.com. We will be back. Rammer and I will be back tomorrow. Preview that series here on Daily Cards Live, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Mungenast St. Louis Acura right here, ClaibsOnline.com.
St. Louis Acura is excited to announce the opening of our newly remodeled service lounge. We sell pre-owned vehicles of all makes and models and take pride in servicing what we sell. We offer free pickup and delivery service and a complimentary car wash and vacuum with every service. We also have a full-service reconditioning shop on site that can repair dents, bumpers, and wheels. As the nation's only 29-time Acura Precision Team winner for customer satisfaction, we work every day to make St. Louis Acura better than ever for you.